0457 736 736. But ready, set, run out. You can race into your nearest Hyundai dealer for run out bonus offers of up to $3,000 on MY24 petrol and diesel vehicles from the high-performance i30N Turbo and the Tucson mid-size SUV through to the tough Staria load van and many more. Hyundai Run Out is on now. Brian, let's just turn these vehicles into players.
Yep.
From the high-performing i30N Turbo, who's that?
Pappenhausen.
Pappenhausen. And the
Fast.
Tucson mid-size SUV.
Mid-size. I'm going to go Victor Radley.
Yeah, I thought about him. I thought about the Chiefs. And we go through to the tough
Nelson.
Staria load van and many more.
Nelson.
Oh, yeah. Hyundai Run Out, it's on now. Speaking of running out, let's do this. And I want your key pointers here, Brian. The Broncos take on the Melbourne Storm, 7:50, Suncorp Stadium, live on SEN. We've got the team going to Suncorp there to call it live for SEN. We look forward to that. A full-strength Storm, barring that man, Ryan Pappenhausen, the i30 N Turbo. No Payne Haas, no Reece Walsh, no Ezra Mam. So three of the biggest stars left in that team are not there. It's an interesting one. We spoke about this earlier, where you could guarantee, after what happened to the Roosters, losing Sammy Walker and the Cheese, you could guarantee to go through fresh, no suspensions, no HI. But Bellamy wants he wants to back himself, get through this game, get through next week, then you can have your week off, boys.
Well, we had Tyron Wishart on Matty's show last week, and he was talking about last year when they rested all their players. Did they get rolled in the first week? I think they did. They got rolled in the first week of the semis.
He was a bit scarred by that.
Yep. That was the message I was getting. So I expect them to go really hard for 40 minutes, and then they'll see how it all pans out. But you'd imagine if they're cruising, which they will be, even if they're not cruising, I reckon they might only play half a game. Jerome definitely.
Yeah.
Harry. Munster played last week. I think he's cracking the whip with Munster a bit.
Well, he kind of can, knowing that he's got Falongo sitting there, and he's got Tyron Wishart sitting there. He kind of can, can't he?
And he needs the game time. So for the Broncos, look, what have they got to play for? Just pride, and hopefully they can respond for Kevy.
The Melbourne Storm series, Brian, and you're quite right with this. They played the Brisbane Broncos in week 1. Do you remember that game?
I don't.
26-0.
Right.
The Broncos beat them, which mean, okay, boys, you're playing next week. Now, they survived that. Remember a late try to Will Warbrick?
Yes.
18-13 against the Roosters. So they find themselves now in a prelim, and they got dusted heavily.
Yep.
38 points to 4 against the Panthers.
So that's what the previous mental scars. So that's why he rested them against Townsville.
Yep.
So you can expect them to come out. They'll be up and about against the Bronx, and I think it could get ugly.
Did I mention yesterday about the Coach of the Year, the percentage of that transferring through?
No.
So the last Coach of the Year, and I think it might have even been the last year you could be on the Dally M's, was Craig Bellamy, like the last one to win Coach of the Year and then win the premiership was Craig Bellamy.
That was Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Yes.
So in 16 years,
yes,
only twice, the last 16 years, only twice has the Coach of the Year got on to be the premiership winner.
Okay.
So is that kind of saying we're getting it wrong, maybe? Is that too low a number?
Well, you would expect this year will be Cameron Ciraldo.
Oh, I don't know about that now.
I do.
You reckon it will be?
Yes.
Really?
I reckon it will be. They gave it to Webby last year.
No, I understand that, and Peyton's got one before.
Yeah,
and
I think it will be.
Oh, look, if he gets it, he can't have asked for more. But I just think it's be very tough. But Craig Bellamy to wrap up the minor premiership 2 weeks out.
I know.
And Munster's been injured, and Pat not at his best.
Going on years gone by.
Yeah,
like
that's
Ivan
right.
Cleary should have got the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Mouse.
Yep.
Ivan should have got the last 3 years. They got the minor prem. They never gave it to him. So I expect Cameron Ciraldo to get it.
Yeah, okay.
You don't.
No, I personally expect, and this is not who I think, I expect Craig Bellamy will get it. And I think he kind of has to get it.
Right.
Ciraldo can't have done more, and well done to him. And somebody actually said to me, actually Dan Ghanaian was pushing the case for, he said Ricky Stewart has got as much as he possibly could out of the current team they have right now.
Yeah. Well, they had a pretty hard slog of it with no halfback.
Yeah.
When Jamal dropped out.
Yeah, and if they win the game,
missed the 13 weeks.
if they win the game, they're going to miss out by a point in the semi-final. So
Cameron for me.
okay, all right, we'll see how that plays out. On Friday, it is the Bowl of the Spoon.
Yes.
West Tigers taking on the Eels. A little fun fact for you, Brian. It's Clint Gutherson's birthday. He does not want a fat wooden spoon to use for his birthday cake, does he, the captain?
I'm leaning towards the Tigers here. Fresh off the bye. The last 20 minutes of that St George game against the Eels, God, that was bad. That was bad if you're a Parramatta.
It is, yeah. I just don't know. Like there's so many young gun kids coming through at the Tigers that you could either go, that was obvious, yeah, they were going to put up a big show in front of a big crowd, or you go, Parramatta just had better players.
Buller's gone, right? Buller's gone for
Buller's
the year.
gone, yep.
So they'll have young Mason, a fullback.
Yep. Gutho
he tries his ass off.
Tries his absolute backside off. So I don't know. It's going to be a cracker. It's on SEN too, by the way. Jimmy and the team are going to be out there.
I'm just leaning towards the Tigers because of the week off.
Yep. Okay. Rabbitohs and the Roosters. Now, the men of the league, the family of the league, rather, they were selling tickets for the Ron Coot Cup. And I don't know if the game's a sellout, but the tickets that the family of league certainly have is a sellout. And you were speaking about the gold number.
Yeah. Tallis Duncan's going to wear number 8, playing lock forward, as a tribute to the great Ronald Coote. It won't be a sellout out there. Not at Homebush.
I wouldn't have thought so. Maybe just the tickets that the family league had. Sorry, it is at Homebush. You're exactly right. And I was thinking it was out at the stadium. Allianz, not the case. Roosters reinforcements, they come in before the finals. Mark Nawangatazi.
Yeah, so he's going to be on the wing. So I think Joseph Swalihi's going to be playing.
I got that wrong too. Nawangatazi.
It's going to trip up a few other commentators, I expect. I think this might be closer than we think. Chooks, I feel that Chooks will still get it done. When does Jared come back? JWH, week 2 of finals. He's a big loss.
Big loss. But if there's a team who can cover for it, mate, these kids coming through, Nafahu White and your man.
Terrell May.
And Terrell May, Siwa Wong. And now they've got this other kid who you just know is going to be good, De La Salle Va'a. De La Salle Va'a. He comes through.
We just call him Carrying Bar. So Carrying Bar, I mean, the Roosters, we'll be saying it all week, they've got to change the way they play. Hopefully they just play more direct. Because it seems they were going real sideways against Canberra towards the back end. Because they've got big boppers in the middle.
They do.
Just play through the middle.
Dragons and the Raiders, Netstrata Jubilee Stadium. And I heard Jimmy talking about maybe they should push for the Wish, Tyron Wishart. Well, just transactionally and at the age, at the price, let's just play sort of hypothetical maths here. What's Ben Hunt on?
Mil.
Okay.
Plus.
And what could you get Tyron Wishart for to replace him?
Oh, gosh.
And would you do it?
Well, you had him. You had him in your hands, Dragons. You had him in your hands. And you just put the refoil on, and it just slipped out. You were down at Bondi, and you got sprayed by refoil. I would say.
But you know what? I don't hate that because you know why.
Okay, I'll do this for you.
Yep.
Tigers paid $700 for young Sullivan.
But I said at the time $700,000.
I know.
I said at the time it was stupidly ridiculous.
Okay, I'm just saying they paid $700,000 for him.
Yep.
Tyron Wishart, I think you've got to pay him the same.
Yeah.
To get him out of Melbourne. But he won't go.
But that's not a stupid, ridiculously thing to do, is it? Whereas the Bud Sullivan one was. For that price, it was so stupid a signing. That is one of the worst signings at the price in history, at the price.
It is, but it's like the Alan Bond. You know, when Kerry got it back, Kerry brought Channel 9 back. You had him in your hands.
I know that.
I don't want to go backward to go forward.
No, but what I want to say is...
I want to see the sunrise
if you paid $600,000 to get Wishy back, right, that's a win because you could argue that if he stayed at the Dragons, he wouldn't get to where he ever got to without going to that purple jumper. Do you agree with that?
Well, you basically... Yeah, You've let him go, and now you want to get him back because he's learnt all this stuff down in Melbourne.
My oath.
But he's playing in a better system.
Correct. Hyundai run out is, and which makes it hard. I know that. If you leave that system, it is a bit harder. Hyundai run out is on now, available on new stock vehicles only. Terms and conditions at hyundai.com.au. With Joel and Fletch, Hyundai Tucson run out. It's on now. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply wherever you are. Bunnings Trade is here to help. Shortly, we'll catch up with the founder and CEO of Stuff, which is Hunter Johnson, with a great story to share. Matty John's going to join us in the final hour as well. Loaded, pumped show. Ronnie Blakey to talk all things WSL as the finals start to launch. But let's get back on track with the rugby league. This is a big game, Brian. I'll explain why. Bulldogs take on the Cowboys at AEST Stadium. Stephen Crichton comes back. No Burton, no Bronson Sherry, who's suspended. Burton's got the HIA. Ruben Cotter has signed a new contract during the week. Expect big game from the vice-captain. Now, just on this, right? So, firstly, I'll ask you this question. If you had to fast forward to a prelim, what would be the least desired outcome? So, therefore, if it looked as though out of the three, you'd have to play the Roosters at Allianz, the Penrith Panthers probably at Accor, or the Melbourne Storm in Melbourne, what would be the least desired?
Melbourne.
Melbourne would be. If the Bulldogs can finish fifth, so if they beat the Cowboys, they'd lock in fifth position.
Yep.
Now, why is that important? It's important for a couple of reasons. A, you host in Sydney the team who finishes eighth. And then B, if you are to make your way through a prelim, you dodge the Melbourne Storm, which means for the Canterbury Bulldogs, if everything went to plan for them and they kept winning and everything else went the plan for the script as far as ranking goes, they would not have to leave Sydney at all. If they botch this game, there is some chance they'd have to go up to North Queensland. And if they are to go all the way, they'd probably then have to go to Melbourne as well. So it is a must-win game for Canterbury.
Yeah, imperative. And it's going to be tougher without Birdo, definitely. They get Stevie Crichton, Matt. They looked a bit, it's no coincidence that he doesn't play, Crichton, and they get pumped by the biggest scoreline of the year. Or they get 30 put on, which is the highest amount they've had all year. So not only it's his presence in the team as a skipper, but it's his defence as well.
Yep.
He's the Mickey at defence.
He's the Mickey.
He sort of flies out and makes them forces them to come back inside.
Yeah, and his fitness, of course, plays a big part in that. We spoke to Matty about his background in basketball and that peripheral vision. He's just got that, as you call it, screening, Brian. So there you go. Your final tip on this?
I'm just looking at both sides. I think the Dogs. Crichton's a big in, but Tommy Dearden, I can see him scoring.
Birdo's a big out.
Birdo's a big out. Kicking game, definitely. They've got the answer there.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a tight one. Jeez, I tell you who's kicking well. Geez, Val Holmes is nailing them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Dogs.
Dogs, okay.
Dogs.
I'm flipping and flopping on that one. I'm going to go the Cows, but zero confidence. Panthers take on the Titans, and look, they just want to make a statement here. The Penrith Panthers. Did I speak to you about how Khan Pereira's tracking in his try-scoring prowess?
Getting to a ton or something? Did you mention
No,
that?
so Sivo got to a ton in rapid fashion. I think it's nearly a record, or is a record. After 43 games, which is how many Khan Pereira has played, Sivo had 35 tries, which is still a hot number.
Yeah.
Alex Johnson, who's on track to beat Ken Irvine for the most prolific try scorer in history, he was on 38 tries. So 35 Sivo, 38 AJ. Khan Pereira's on 43.
Oh, wow.
43 from 43 tries.
Playing in the side, not going great.
Yeah.
So AJ would have, when he started, probably would have been...
Well, he won a comp first year.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So that 2014 side was pretty hot.
Yep.
He's quick.
Mike has obviously played in the grand final. So, interesting. So, he sort of chopped and changed, or he tried the experiment of Laurie on the wing, Taruva's back. For the normal season, it's a farewell for Luai and Taruva. David Feeder having surgery. He's not playing for the Gold Coast.
Big loss. Panthers get this done. Dylan Edwards, hopefully, he looks a bit lame. I know they're saying it's a PCL injury. You ever done yours?
No.
I know you can play with them. They'll be...
No, Nathan.
Give it on.
You think they'll give it to him?
I'll give it on.
Okay, Sunday. Seagulls take on the Sharkies. 4 Pines Park. No Tommy Turbo. No Jason Saab for the Seagulls. And I've got my view on this. Many will disagree, and it's a hard one. How do you juggle the trio of Nico Hines, Dan Atkinson, and Braden Trindle? I think you've got to go Hines and Atkinson.
Okay.
What do you think?
They played really well. They played really well with Trindle and Atkinson. I know they're not going to do. I would think about having Nico on the bench.
Yeah, I would do what they've done. Dan Atkinson, who beat Melbourne with 7 forwards, start with him, take the shine off the ball. Number 14, Nico comes on.
Are you a bit surprised, or do you see them lining up like this, Kohler at fullback and not Lehigh Hopewade at fullback?
I think they will.
They'll Kohler at fullback?
Yeah.
Hopowade's got more football in him.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just think that he's kind of shown that Kohler's the number 2.
Yeah. I was surprised. I think Lehigh Hopewade is a better fullback than Kohler.
I totally agree. And Kohler's a good centre. So that's how that plays out. Royce Hunt, he's signed with the Tigers this week. Expect him to have a big game. And we were sort of joking about it last week. Royce Hunt, early in the week around Corey Horsburgh possibly signing to play alongside Royce Hunt. That'd be great. Remember those pictures and that? The
yes.
memes?
That's right. That's right. Is there talk of
Corey Horsburgh,
Big Red going to the Tigers?
Yeah.
The Dragons were.
Well, he was spotted at the Broncos too, Corey Horsburgh.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, he's from up that way, Caboolture.
Yeah. Knights and the Dolphins. This game is not getting enough press for my liking. The Knights and the Dolphins, 4:05 McDonald Jones Stadium. It's a sellout, and it's Knights Old Boys Day. Expect the Knights to be up for it with final spot. And as I said, Felice Kafusi will play. Now, Brian, the conundrum I have, and I keep saying this, it's either Kalen Ponga in a Cape big crowd, or it's just Wayne Bennett against the Knights. Wayne Bennett against, an old club of his, Wayne Bennett, who took on the big story of the Dolphins, hasn't yet got him to the finals. I'd be petrified against coaching against him.
Yeah, and especially what he did last week against the Broncos, because they were paddling. I think they'd won 2 out of 10 or something, and this is what Wayne can do. He can get them up. He's back to Newcastle, where, he left.
Think with your big head, not your little head.
Pretty ordinary circumstances. The reason I'm just going for the Dolphins, I'm tipping the Dolphins, is they just got more attack in them.
Yep.
The Knights struggle to attack.
They shouldn't, though, should they?
They shouldn't. They're
best in the team.
They've
got Ponga.
got the worst attack in the team in the competition.
That Fletcher Sharp has piled on 8 tries in 4 games. Last 4 games.
He's a grouse. The big in for me is Kafusi and Cody Nikorima.
Yep.
So the Cody Nikorima and Jeremy Marshall-King, both on the bench. I expect Nikorima to start.
And you think Katoa will also make his way on the team?
Well, he's 20. He's in jersey 20 or 19. His kicking game alone, I would have him the side. But
Jack Cogger. Well, so he was talking about he kind of thinks they'll make some changes, but he was a great chat yesterday. You can catch up on the YouTube and the podcast for that.
Speaks 4 languages.
According to the forum.
Can you believe that?
According to the forum. Let's go to Slam and Sam from Kirrawee. Hello, mate.
You there? Kikovich, you there?
Yeah. How's it going?
Going good, brother.
Sugar, can you stop bringing up the second grade grand final? We got done, and I keep forgetting. Every time you bring it up, I remember it. I go, shit.
Yeah. So you're part of the Guy side, Sam?
Yeah, we forgot to turn up, really.
Mate, I'll tell you what. Were you guys undefeated or?
Undefeated till then, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and you made a bit of a late rally. You let them skip away. I tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I sat in that southern stand with a couple of mates, and geez, it was a good day just sitting out there. And what a great crowd and vibe it was. And I was talking to Brian about the spillover at the end, the Mighty Gymea Gorillas fans and the De La Salle fans. Yeah. It was all happening, wasn't it?
Yeah, it spilled over a bit. Yeah, it was good. It was good atmosphere.
Hey, Sam, who won the A grade?
Joey. They bloody Joey's, eh? Anyone? I was going to say anyone but Dealer, and that's probably the only one worse, eh?
Who are the Joeys? I've never heard of Joeys.
Up at Sutherland.
At Sutherland. Okay.
St. Joseph's up at Karilla there.
And have they ever won it before?
Last year was their first premiership, so they went back to back. People are calling it the Build-A-Bear Cup.
Why?
Because they're playing who?
Because they got a couple of good sponsors come in and.
Got to sling him.
Serraldo's young bloke was in the team, I think. He was down there watching the game as well. Good on you, Sammy. Mate, it was a good game to watch nonetheless, and well done to your team despite the fact you didn't get what you wanted.
Hey, sorry, one more thing. I tried the sausages down in Como, the curry sausages.
Oh, what'd you think?
They were grouse, but apparently it was a one-off because I asked for them, and apparently it was a one-off, but some bloke on SEN said it, so now they do it every week.
Oh, is that true? Buzz wrote about it too in his column, so I hope I started something there anyway.
Sam, did you end up in the vinyl room for Mad Monday? Is that still kicking?
No, we went to Scruffy's. We went to Scruffy Murphy's in the city on Sunday night.
Oh, in the city.
Yeah, it's good.
That's a good place to go to. Good on you, Sammy. We've got to go, mate. We've got Hunter Johnson standing by for this next segment. Sam from Kirrawee there on the line. 1300 01 1170. Matthew Johns in the last hour. Ronnie Blakey in the last hour. So we've got a loaded show still to come on the run home with Joel and Fletch. Thanks to the Hyundai Tucson run out. It's on now. Don't miss out. T's and C's apply. And wherever you are, Bunnings Trade is here to help.